Let's start casing the watch. As explained earlier, we need to remove the winding stem one last time to insert the movement into the case body. We then need to place the movement bridge side up on the movement holder. Start by superimposing your hour and minute hands at 12 o'clock. We're now going to lock the movement as gently as possible by the dial. To avoid damaging it, you'll use this plastic cover and place it between the dial and the movement holder. Take care not to injure your hands and tighten as little as possible. Now unlock the pull-out piece with the red screwdriver. Remember, no more than 1.5 turn. Remove the stem and keep it in your tray for the moment. Unlock the movement holder and place the movement on your casing cushion on the dial side. Now take your case body and place the movement in it. It is now supported by the dial. Reinsert the stem through the case body tube. Before locking the pull-out piece, temporarily place the bezel on the case body. This will allow you to turn the watch over without damaging the hands. This is an unstable position for the watch, so remain vigilant. You can now lock the screw permanently. Once this is done, test the change of position of the stem and make sure that it cannot come out. To hold the movement to the case body, we need to secure it with the 2 casing screws at these 2 points. Position one of the screws with your tweezers and engage it with the blue screwdriver. You can help yourself by holding the screwdriver bit with the tweezers. Note that it's easier to be stable if the bit is correctly aligned in the screw slot. You should see the movement lift like this. Repeat on the other side. Your movement is now fully attached to the case body. You are now ready to close the back of the watch. Before doing so, clean the glass one last time and blow on the movement from a safe distance. Quickly close the back with your fingers to prevent dust from settling back in. Check that no dust is visible under the glass. If you're satisfied, lock the last few turns using the special tool. We advise you to close it firmly if you don't want to reopen the watch. Carefully turn the watch over to the dial side. One last tool should be presented before continuing. All that's left is to drive out the bezel to finish the watch head. However, this is a delicate operation, as once assembled, it is not easy to remove. We advise you to make sure that the watch is working properly and that the elements visible on the dial are clean before removing it. The bezel bracket is supplied with 2 adapters, the ideal size for your watch case. Follow the plan in the image to fit them correctly. This bracket will help you constrain the bezel with sufficient force so that it clips onto the case body. To do this, you'll need to center the watch as best you can between the 2 adapters. You may need to clamp the case during the operation to keep it centered. Now let's clean the bezel glass, dial and hands one last time. Reflect light on these elements to detect any remaining imperfections. Follow the advice given in the previous video. To reopen the bezel, locate the small notch on its outer diameter and position it at 9 o'clock. This is your last chance to check that it's clean under the glass. Place the whole assembly in the bracket. The aim is to apply even pressure around the entire circumference of the bezel. Do this gradually, checking on each side that the steady rest engages symmetrically. Here you can see that I'm correcting the centering slightly. You'll need to inspect the entire circumference of the bezel to confirm complete locking. If you wish to reopen the bezel to disassemble your watch, go to the Beta 9 video. Otherwise, go to the last video to assemble your bracelet.